Its definition is different for everyone, but for some it means doing whatever you wish, whether that be indulging in various pleasures or going wherever you wish. Freedom is something that many desire and some claim to have. A group of people who lacked freedom and were forced to conform to a strict set of rules placed by a cruel leader are the patients of the mental hospital, and one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Many of the patients in the hospital are miserable, although they are unaware of just how miserable they are. Their caregivers abuse them. At night, they are forced to take sleeping pills, and operations are performed on them in secret. Their brains get fried by electroshock therapy, which supposedly will help them, but instead turns temporary patients into permanent ones. Ellis was once a temporary patient, or an NQ as they are called, who, because of EST, is nailed to a wall and frequently urinates himself. Lobotomies are performed on patients, such as Ruckley, who, because of a lobotomy, became a permanent patient or chronic. Worst of all, Nurse Ratched is a cruel dictator over the ward and is feared by all the patients. Any attempts to rise up against the repressive regime are punished by claiming that they are disturbed, giving them electroshock therapy or lobotomies. Transferring from Warwick Farm because he was violent, McMurphy disagrees with the status quo imposed by Nurse Ratched. The status quo of the ward is represented by fog that comes over the ward at night. The patients do not rebel because they feel safe trapped inside the institution, but McMurphy inspires people to speak up against the nurse, with a quote from the novel stating, "Nobody complains about all the fog. I know why now. As bad as it is, you can slip back in it and feel safe." That's what McMurphy can't understand, us wanting to be safe. He keeps trying to drag us out of the fog, out in the open, where we'd be easy to get at. If you are enjoying this video, consider liking and subscribing, as it will help the channel out a lot. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of the video. The first instance of rebellion from McMurphy happens when he protests his inability to watch the World Series by sitting in front of a blank TV screen instead of completing his chores. Because of this affront to her authority, Nurse Ratched freaks out, displaying a crack in her power. The nurse had grown content with her subjects obeying her every whim and desire, that when another desire conflicted with her own, she responded in rage. Inspired by McMurphy's rebellion, Cheswick decides to defy the nurse, but McMurphy refuses to back him up. Despairing after this embarrassment, Cheswick drowns in a pool in a possible suicide. McMurphy's influence is shown through Bromden, the narrator, who, McMurphy claims, is small and weak, because he conforms to the nurse, and his strong Native American body will return if he rebels. McMurphy doesn't back up Cheswick, because he won't be able to leave if he continues to rebel. After this, McMurphy decides to arrange a fishing trip for some of the patients. This ignites a rebellious spirit in the men, because catching large fish empowers them. While on the trip, McMurphy sets up a date between a prostitute and the patient of the ward. Fed up with McMurphy, the nurse attempts to undermine his reputation by feeding the patients lies about how McMurphy is greedy and that the fishing trip was motivated by money. When aides begin to clean the patients after the trip, one of them was uncomfortable, and McMurphy and Bromden duke it out with the aides, leading to them being sent to the stir for electroshock therapy. Attempting to disrespect the nurse, McMurphy acts unconcerned and unaffected by the treatment. Fearing that McMurphy will become a martyr to the other patients, he is returned, with a quote from the novel stating, "She saw that McMurphy was growing bigger than ever, while she was upstairs where the guys couldn't see the dent she was making on him, growing almost into a legend." The time of the day arrived, and the woman came with alcohol. The patients have a crazy party, but the aftermath is devastating. McMurphy planned to escape that night, but fell asleep, and his antics that night were figured out by the nurse. After one of the patients commits suicide, Ratched blames on McMurphy and taunts him. Furious with the nurse, he shatters the window into her office and attempts to strangle her. Because of his acts of violence, McMurphy gets lobotomized and becomes a vegetable. Refusing to have the symbol of rebellion and freedom observed in such a state, Bromden strangles him and escapes himself. Murphy fought for the patient's freedom, not because he wanted it, but because he wanted the other patients to be free, even willing to die for it. Many people feel trapped by life and their struggles. Luckily, someone came and died, so you can obtain freedom from your sins. His name is Jesus Christ. If you feel enslaved by your sin in life, turn to Jesus and he will set you free.